Me?
I'm looking at you.
Okay.
Looking at you.
Hello. What's your name and who do you work with?
G'day, my name is Don Trapnell and I'm a director at Synchron.
It's good to see you, Don. We know a lot of people know you in the industry, but what before the industry, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
You know, it's interesting you say that. I wanted to be an accountant.
You did?
I actually went to Caulfield Institute of Technology and studied to be an accountant for 6 months. I got bored batless.
And was that your first job? What was your first paying job?
First paying job was in the insurance industry. You know, it was in 1967. 1967, I left school, went to work for an insurance company. In those days, we had full employment in Australia. I actually had 5 jobs to start at on Monday morning, and I chose an insurance company.
Well, that's
I don't know
fantastic.
why I did, but I chose a general insurance company.
1967. Did you buy a car around that time? What was your first car that you bought?
First car was a HD Holden. It was an ex-police car. It was powder blue. Police had powder blue cars in those days, and they were still using HD Holdens when I had mine. So, fashion was a blue military shirt. So you'd have these blue shirts with epaulets and pleats. I would drive my HD Holden around with my grandfather's postie hat sitting on the parcel shelf, and I could go anywhere.
Well, that sounds fantastic. So, what else did you get up to as a kid? What was your favourite thing that you did outside of work?
Scuba diving and snorkeling was pretty big in my life in the earlier days. In fact, I'm a qualified scuba instructor and hold my sub-aqua bronze medallion and senior resuscitation certificate with bar. I still actually have the occasional splash. I love scuba diving.
I'm sure I know what you mean, Don. That's fantastic. We'll move on. We're going to talk about the industry now. Just generally speaking, some short, sharp and sweet questions. What's the biggest issue facing the financial services sector at the moment, Don?
Biggest issue is actually not the life insurance framework as everyone seems to think it is. It's actually penetration into the buying public. We need to get the word out more about what services that are provided by good, honest advisors. There is an advertising campaign currently being run by one of the leading life companies. Sure, it's targeted towards that life company, but every insurance advisor out there actually gains value out of that. So the biggest issue right now facing our industry for the life insurance side of it is getting consumers to look at us and take us as what we are, and that is true advisors.
Well, you've already answered a couple of the other questions we were going to ask, which was how do we get the message out over and above what's happening at the moment? And I guess you've already answered that. But is there something else you want to see the industry do to get the message out?
Look, to be honest, we just need to be more focused on talking to people. And that means our peer groups, our friends. We've got a problem with talking to our friends and saying, hey, I sell insurance. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, do you believe there should be a Royal Commission into the banking and financial services sector?
Royal Commissioners have a big problem insofar as low-hanging fruit is often the easiest target for a Royal Commission. Sure, the banking sector and the insurance sector have a few questions to be answered, particularly in relation to their claims payments and particularly in relation to how they treat consumers. However, when a Royal Commission gets going, we know from past experience that the low-hanging fruit, the advisor, is the easiest target. So what we often find out of inquiries such as banking sector inquiries, we will often find that the very people who are representing the interests of consumers are the ones that in fact are the easiest target to be attacked.
All right, thanks. So back onto your career and maybe looking beyond a full-time career. Have you got a bucket list, and have you got anything, if so, what's on it?
You know, I have got a bucket list, you're right. And my real bucket list is to be able to walk away from Synchron on very slowly, not fast.
Come on, Don, that doesn't sound like a really good bucket list. You know, do you want to jump off a cliff? What's on your real bucket list?
It is part of my bucket list, though.
Okay.
You see, what Synchron is the result of the collective effort of John Prosser and myself and the late Paul Wrigglehurst. The culture of Synchron is us. If we walk away tomorrow and a retirement and do the bucket list thing, Synchron ceases to be Synchron as it is today. So we want to slowly walk backwards and have senior executives move forward. So within 18 months to 2 years, I will be appointing a general manager at Synchron. That will enable me over the next 4 years after that to slowly walk backwards. Likewise, we have just recently appointed a new compliance manager in Melbourne, and that will enable John to do the same exercise, so the culture of Synchron remains. Once we've then instilled that culture in the new senior executives, then we can address the bucket list issue. Yes, John wants to become a grey nomad. That doesn't excite me. I would dearly love to start going back to my scuba diving. I'd like to do more splashing.
Don, thank you for your time.
The pleasure is mine, Peter.
Thanks, bro.
You can't shut me up, I know. I'm sorry, Pete.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I talk too much.